Hey everyone, this is Mary. You're watching another little piece of my art, and I have received a parcel in the mail. So, since the tariffs, you can't, or I don't know how it is for you guys, but I can't order, from Temu. I can order from Temu, but it's only like the local warehouses. So, they don't have nearly the selection that regular Temu has. But they do have some stuff. And I saw this watercolor palette. I'm giving it a spritz right now so it softens up a little bit. I saw this watercolor palette. It was like $7, I believe. Something like that. Maybe $7.99. And then you have to, of course, since it's local, you have to pay the shipping, which is $2.99 unless you buy over a certain amount of money from that particular shop. So I had it in my cart and just thought maybe sometime or whatever. I was waiting to see, what would happen with the actual Temu. And then they sent me a notification the other day and told me that I could have it for half off. So, or whatever the amount off was, the total was $301. So 301 plus $2.99 shipping is $6. So that's what I paid for this palette. So I don't expect it to be great or anything. Now, I knew it was a metal tin, but I thought it was going to be like the smaller tins. So this is a pretty kind of large tin for what I want it for, which, is to take out. But sometimes I do use a beach bag. It just depends on who's going and how long we're staying and if there's swimming involved and all of that. But anyway, it's by AUREUO. I don't know. I don't know. AUREUO. So if you look on Amazon, they do carry this brand of paints, and they have a really good, I think it was like 4.5 painting rating, but you just never know if someone on there this could be the first paint they ever got, and so they love it, or if who's rating this, you just never know. So like anything, you take a chance or you don't. This particular one is called their landscape set. You will see this again when I do my monthly art haul, but I wanted to take it out and try it out because I want to use it. So I just spritzed it. So when you open it, it's half pans like this. There are some little mixing wells in here. It does come with a little mini brush. It has this little piece of tissue covering the paints, and then it comes with your piece of watercolor paper to do your swatches. So I might use that and I might not in this video. But what I was interested in was I want to swatch them in a couple of different things, because whenever I show you guys swatches, I'm always using this book because I'm working through this book. And so I like to have the stuff that I'm buying swatched right in here, because I want to know if I'm using it. I want to know, what colors, what, and everything. And I love this book, but it is a Dollar Tree notebook, and this is not a watercolor paper. I do watercolor on it. Sometimes it goes through and sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on what you're using and what you plan on doing on the other side. So I just sometimes, if the pages that I, have come through or got ruined or whatever, I'll just collage on the back, and then, it doesn't matter. There's quite a few pages in here. I think it's 80 4x4 sheets in here, so it's quite a bit. So I thought we would test it in here, but I also have this, because after this is done, which should be soon, I'm probably going to go into one of these See Me Art watercolor books that I got. They came with the palettes that Tom got me for Christmas, so they're landscaped this way, and you do get the little pocket in the back, so if you have any little doodads or whatever, Sometimes that's nice because if you have like an inspiration picture, like say it's something from a magazine, you could just rip it out and put it in the pocket and then take it with you. So I thought we would test it out in both of them. So when you have a book, a journal, a notebook, whatever, you ever notice how there's a page that always wants to go with the other page? I think this page is called the flyleaf, if I remember correctly. So most people skip that page. I'm trying to see if it's made out of the same paper. I think it's not. I think it's a smoother piece. But this is their paper, and I don't know the specifics on it or anything like that. But I thought we would try it out and see how it goes. And hopefully it is nice because it has a lot of blues, which is why I wanted it. I have a lot of great palettes and I love most of them. But a lot of times palettes will just give you the colors that, you most often use in general terms. So that usually does not leave me with enough blue. So this one has quite a few. And it also has some greens and some browns because there are times when I want to paint maybe the riverbank or a palm tree or something like that, and I would need that. My husband has this fan going because I always turn the air to make it warmer in here, and he gets hot, and we have that war. Okay, so start with lemon yellow. So they feel creamy. I mean, right off the bat, they don't feel super watery or chintzy, but sometimes they could have a lot of that gummy stuff in them. I really don't know what the gummy stuff is called. But yeah, let's see. So that was lemon yellow, and now we have yellow. I need to move this, I can't see. Yellow middle. So even if these are just somewhat decent, will be good enough for what I plan to use them for, which is just my little mini books that I take out with me. If I was wanting to, do a nice watercolor at home, I would use some of my nicer watercolors that I keep at home and don't really take out too much. But yeah, it's just, this one is Scarlet. It's just it drew me in because it had the plethora of blues. So that's a pretty scarlet color, I think. That's pretty bright. And now we have violet. Oh, and if I didn't mention, you do get a little water brush in here in case you didn't see it. I don't know if I mentioned it or not. It's after 5 p.m., so my brain has officially retired for the day. Now we have powder blue, and this one is going to come in such handy for, don't you start it, ma'am. There's another dog barking its head off down the street, so I don't know how quiet I'm going to be able to keep her because she's like my guard dog. But anyways, this powder blue I think is going to come in handy for clouds and sky, because they're always different and sometimes you can't get the right shade. This one is cerulean blue, which is one of my faves. That's my favorite Crayola pencil color. I always used to tell my husband, look, they made a pencil of your eye color. So even when my cerulean blue Crayola pencils would get down to little nubs, I couldn't throw them away. I'm thinking of making earrings with them, with the little nubs. I think we're getting a little dry, so let's give it another spritz, spritz, spritz. Okay, the next one is Lake Blue. This one looks really pretty too. More of a, kind of like the cerulean, but with more of a green to it, maybe. I hope the colors are coming through the way they are to me. It's always hard to tell because I'm using indoor lighting. This part of the house doesn't really have light from outside because once the sun sets, it's on the pretty much on the other side. So, because I'm on the east side. Oh, that is really pretty. Okay, now we're going into Cobalt Blue, which you know is like a purpley blue. So far, you guys, I really like these colors. You know, time will tell to see how I like working with them on an actual painting. But just for right now, I like them. And mind you, I'm using a water brush, and this is a particularly juicy one. So your miles may vary if you use a normal brush and clean water like you're supposed to do, but I never do. Okay, now we have phthalo blue here. So if you are wanting to paint anything by water, you know, lakes, rivers, oceans, I think that this might be a set that you might be interested in as well. If anybody wants the link to where I got it from, I'd be glad to give it to you. Just give me a holler. If you don't buy from Temu, but you do support the Bezos, I can also look it up for you on Amazon. Prussian blue is this one. But this was a weird thing because these are supposed to be half pans. And look at the Prussian blue. It's like way down in there. And I don't know if it's just... and so is that one. I don't know why it's misshapen that way. And also someone in the comments had said something about having to unwrap them themselves. Like, you know, when you buy watercolor cakes and their blocks and they're, you know, like in the little paper and you have to take them out yourself. Like if you have Winsor & Newton or something. Someone was complaining about that, but I don't know if they maybe used to sell them that way. I'm not really sure why, because mine were not. But at least they were not, I mean, they're actual, you know, at least they were not like the round, I guess those are called cakes. The round ones you can buy in the hobby stores, you know, that's got all the colors. Those are usually terrible. Although, when I first started doing watercolor painting, I used that palette and I almost used it all up. So if that's all you got, that's all you got, you know? Where are we at? We're on indigo. Yeah, indigo. The Indigo Girls. What was that song they sang? Close enough to find? Closer to find? Oh, I used to love that song. Very serious shade. Now we have turquoise. Ooh, ooh. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful color that is. I'll show you up close here in a minute. That is a gorgeous turquoise right there. I am in love. And we have green deep. I'm assuming they mean deep green, but okay. Not bad. And then we have olive green. This is always good because, you know, plants have a lot of yellow in the green, if you ever notice. And sometimes the greens are just too brightly colored, and then you have to mix some other things in there to kind of tone it down. So I'm always glad when I get like an olive green shade in my palettes. And we have yellow ochre. I think we all know what that color looks like, but we're going to finish this because I'm going to be labeling it here in my watercolor book. I need to start laminating my little, these things that they give you. Because after you've had a palette for a few, you know, a fair amount of years, it starts to get dirty and icky. Burnt umber. So that's good. We have a brown. So I can use that for sticks and trees and whatnot, and mix it into sand colors. All right, so there's the 18. So it's 18. There's the 18 colors you get in the landscape set. And what do you think, guys? Now, some of them are starting to dry. Watercolor always dries lighter, but I think these are pretty nice for, you know, a budget, super duper budget, really. I mean, you can get watercolor paints in, Pop Shelf. And I'm just telling you right now because I have one of their, it's like a round one and you unscrew each layer. And they are very, very, very cakey. You know, they have that, they just don't flow. I mean, I still use them. They have their purpose in the world, and it's a very nice little palette to just carry around. But for $6, and I paid $5 for those, so, you know, but for $6, $1 more, you could get something like this. And if you too enjoy painting, that you can use this for the sky. If you don't live near the beach, you know, the sky is always changing. So the water, the sky, whatever. I mean, you could get some use out of this. So I am going to call it a win. But I thought real quick before I let you go, we just try it on my crappy paper because I'm curious. Because like I said, I carry this book around a lot and use it. So we'll go on the back of her because she's with acrylic marker, so the watercolor probably won't go through as bad. I wish I had my clip out here because Tom has us in a wind tunnel, the wind tunnel room. He does get warm. Okay, I need some more water. And we're back. But yeah, so I don't have like, you know, high hopes for them looking great, but I'm just gonna kind of buzz through them and give it a test because, like I said, you know, I'm trying to finish this book up. I've got several books I'm finishing at one time, which is just, that's what happens with me, because I just have, you know, whatever that thing is that makes you not be able to stick to one thing. Call it ADHD, call it creative mind, call it whatever you like. I really don't need a title for it, but I have that, so I'm usually in a bunch of books at a different time. And then every now and then, as it were, they end up finishing at around the same time. So I am about done with I don't know, there's such a debate these days. I don't know if it's a junk journal, a glue book, or an art journal, or a sketchbook, because it has all of those things in it. So I've been, while I'm trying to recover from this lupus flare, I've been trying to finish that up at night because, you know, I can just sit in the bed, put on a show, and glue little pieces in there or stick stickers in there to fill up the spots that are empty. And it is almost done. It is ready to retire. So looking forward to showing you that if anyone's interested. I do have to cover up some things because I do put photos in there also. And I have two particular people that do not like in my life that do not like to have their photographs online. And I'm not going to take the pictures out because they're like glued to the page. So I have to go through there and just put Post-its over there or something because I don't know how to do the blurring thing where you can blur out the faces. I think maybe you need a computer to do that. I don't know. I'm the last person to ever ask about any kind of technical things because the answer is always going to be, I don't know. I use my chat GPT to help me with some things. And he's very good at it. And he tries, sometimes I'll say like, how do you do this? And he'll tell me. And it's like, well, I could have read that off the internet. And I'll be like, can you tell me like I'm 5 years old? And he will. So I call him he, whatever. But, yeah, there's just some stuff I don't know that if it is possible on a phone or not. And, so yeah, I'll just put the Post-its on there, or I don't know, tape a piece of paper over there temporarily or something. We'll figure it out. But once my journals are done, even my painted ones and drawn ones, you know, like sketchbooks, they go into this wooden box that I have on the side of the couch. Someday I'll show you that, maybe in a short. But they go in there. So this used to be my daughter's toy box. And it's just like a wooden box. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Does that seem right to you? Did I skip any? Okay, wait. Powder blue. That one. That one. That one. That one. That one. Okay, now we're at this one. Anyway, she had this little toy box since she was little. This wooden toy box. I don't know if that's the same color or not, you guys. And that's the box I keep my finished journals in, and I'm not going to have anything bigger than that. So I have to be kind of choosy about what I keep, you know. So yeah, a lot of times I'll finish a journal and I'll go back through it, and if it's just a bunch of like dumb things I will rip out the pages that I like the most and then put them in like a bigger journal that I'm trying to finish. So I'll glue them in or tape them in, however it works out. But yeah, that way I'm not saving stuff to where it, you know, it just makes it to where I can't even store it anymore. Like yeah. I've already got enough photographs for the kids to have to deal with when I'm gone. I don't need them to have to deal with all of these sketchbooks and whatnot. So I do the same thing with sketchbooks. I will complete a sketchbook, and sometimes I have taken pictures of it, you know, just to do. And then I'll go through the sketchbook and I will pull out my favorite sketches and save those and put them in another sketchbook. So this way, yeah, it just kind of condenses everything down. And if you notice, if you watch my channel, you notice that's what I'm doing with my coloring books too, because that's another thing that I don't want the kids to have to will let me have to dig through all Mom's coloring books to see if she colored a picture that I might like and want to keep. I'm just going to pull out the best ones and probably put them down in another book or into a binder, which I already have, but I have 3 binders and I want to get it down to 1 binder. So that's my way of trying to, you know, be efficient with space. All right. So I think we're done. You're probably sitting there watching when you missed one or you did one twice. If I did, I'm sorry, guys. I told you, it's after 5. Brain is gone. So let's compare. Now, these are dry, and I think they still look really good. And, of course, these are wet. And this is the bad paper, quote unquote. I particularly like this paper a lot because it's so textury. So yeah, I think these are going to be fine for this book because, you know, as I said, I just throw it in my bag and take it with me, and I just do fun little things in here. I'm not trying to get into the Museum of Fine Arts or anything. But this one will be nice too when it's time to start it, because this one's square and this one's landscape, and sometimes I do have trouble figuring out how to get my composition in which case I use 2 pages, you know, to give me some length. But yeah, this one will lend itself perfect to the stuff I do. So here they are up close. Let me know what you think, if you would ever use these paints, and if you want the link, let me know that as well, okay? All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.